one of the biggest questions I have when meal prepping is how do I spice up my food? Yes, chicken and rice is the go-to meal when meal prepping, but doesn't it get old? Wouldn't you like to flavor it up somehow? We're gonna show you right here. I got my girl Ashley here, Chef Brown, and we're gonna make it happen. What Ashley's doing right here, she's actually trimming the fat off of the chicken breasts. She's shaping the sides off the lemon.
Just the peel, pretty much. Don't cut yourself. You take the rest of the whites off as much as you possibly can. Then we just have the skin, and then small julienne slices just like that.
The reason you don't want the whites in your lemons is because it has a very bitter taste. Ashley is a chef, so if you guys don't have those type of skills, what you can actually do, take a cheese grater to the outside and just get the yellow off to make those little bits and pieces. So now we got those little lemon particles, and we squeezed half the lemon in there just to give it that zesty, juicy touch. Actually put a tablespoon of garlic in there. And what are you putting in here now, Ashley?
I got some smoked salt that I personally made. I did literally smoke it in a smoker, which adds a ton of flavor and kind of a grillish flavor to it, especially if I'm gonna put it in a cast iron such as this.
Ashley added some salt and pepper in there. Ashley also mentioned that when it comes to meats, you don't have to combine a whole bunch of different seasonings. Honestly, all you have to do is a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then another flavor of your choosing. We're choosing lemon for this one.
All right, you wanna make sure your chicken is nice and dry. You can pat it down with a paper towel, but your mixture wants to stick to it. That's why you gotta dry it. I got a little bit of oil in here and the rest of my flavorings. Oil is just gonna make the chicken just a little golden brown color when you sear it and you bake it off. Just rub that all around. We're heating up our skillet for our chicken that we're going to sear. Got about medium heat. If you have cast iron, it's called seasoning. Cook the whole thing with just a little bit of oil. We're gonna go flesh side down. That's what you want to hear every single time. If you don't hear that, take it off immediately because you will not get any kind of color. That means your pan is not hot enough. I'm pressed right on it. And it is going to brown the rest of the way when you put it in the oven.
Now once it's golden brown on each side, Ashley's gonna go ahead and put that in the oven. If you've ever cut an onion before, Ashley's saying chances are you've done it wrong unless you've had professional culinary training. So here's how you properly cut an onion.
This part right there, you want to keep the roots attached to it. You want to cut the root off just a little bit, not completely taking it away, but there could be salmonella or any kind of bacteria stored in these. So if you cut right through it, it's just going to go straight to the rest of the onion. It's going to be trash. You've got both ends off completely. This seems to be the easiest to cut an onion for beginners. Cut down small little dices. Turn around. And there you go.
Onions definitely make you cry when you chop them, but I'm also crying because it's just so damn beautiful.
What about medium-high heat? Today we're using a barrio rice, which is my personal favorite one. The only rice that you have to baby, pretty much you gotta keep stirring it and keep stirring it, so you can't just sit and let go. So it's gonna take a little while to adjust to it. So if you don't wanna wait, you could definitely use the Royal Blend, which is my other personal favorite. I love wild rice, and this has wild rice and 3 different other ones, and you can put it in the rice cooker and just let it go for 20 minutes. This one takes about 30 to 40 minutes.
So now we're dropping half of the onion in that coated base pan.
And for the risotto, you want to use a wooden spoon that doesn't have very sharp edges, or a rubber spatula, because if you were to use any other kind of spoon with like a metal spoon or something that has more of a sharper edge than the wooden spoon, you're just gonna break it up and it's gonna turn to mush. Onions, you're gonna sweat them out just a little bit till they become translucent, which is just a little see-through, as you can see in there. You can add probably about a good tablespoon worth of fresh chopped garlic. And you're just gonna toast it just a little bit. Add just a little bit bit at a time. You're not gonna add the entire thing. Keep stirring it, keep stirring it. This is called au sec, which means dry, which is almost dry. So at this point, you're gonna add a little more of your stock, about the same amount that you added before. Pretty much at this point, you can see towards the edges are a little translucent, but in the middle it's white. It means still not done cooking. So when it is done, it's gonna be just a little bit of white, not as much as you see right there, but that's gonna mean al dente, which means to the tooth. And that's how you want it. That's how you want any kind of rice, any kind of pasta. Risotto's done. Now just turn the heat off, remove from the heat. How it still moves across the pan. That's exactly what you want. Just a little bit, that way you get as much yield out of your carrots as you possibly can. Cut it in half, depends on how long your knife is. Mine's not very long, so careful, don't chop off your fingers. So from that point, we're gonna cut it on a bias, which means at an angle. About that thick. Not too thin, not too thick. Oil to the bottom of your pan just enough to coat it. You can use butter, but if you want a good caramelization, crispiness to your carrots, when you hard saute them, that's the way to go. So carrots have natural sugars in it, and that's what's first going to start the caramelization process. So once it's at this stage, you'll see a little golden brown color to the edges of them. From that point, add a good teaspoon, at least, to the carrots. Just enough to coat them and get a little more caramelization color to it. You can add honey too if you don't want to use brown sugar. Let it all dissolve. See that? There you get to that color. That's exactly what we want.
Our caramelized carrots, our finished risotto, and of course our Smack Dadly chicken breasts. Finished product will look like this.
Hey, it's Ashley. Thanks for watching our first meal prep. Something very simple and basic that anyone can pretty much do. Got some tips that we provided for you guys. I hope you guys found it very helpful. Any kind of protein that you're cooking, if you don't have a thermometer, the good way is to use your hands. Any kind of protein, if you're making any kind of chicken, you want to make sure that if you put your thumb to your pinky, it's going to be well done. So if you're touching your chicken, you want it to be about that firmness. Now if you're cooking steak or anything, you can use the same method. To your index finger, you want to touch it, it's going to be about that. It's going to be about medium rare, middle finger, well done, and pretty much all the way well done. It's going to be completely cooked, no pink at all. A lot of people cook on high when they're cooking. They want it to be cook fast, cook fast, cook fast. No, you gotta let the food cook as it needs to. Let it coast. Put some love into it. That's pretty much all I got for right now. I hope you guys found everything very helpful and useful that you guys will personally use at home or anywhere else that you go. And stay tuned for the next one.